Good morning. My name is Chelsea, and I'm program manager out of the Central Region for Dayton Girl Scouts of Western Ohio. And I am here in my very large backyard, which also happens to be one of our camp properties. And I'm going to talk to you guys today about the Daisy Between Earth and Sky journey. So before I get into that, though, I'm going to give it a few minutes so people can actually hop on to the Facebook Live. I have a ton of stuff for you guys. I'm super excited. I love being out here. So I think I'll just get started. So like I said, we're doing the Between Earth and Sky journey for Daisy Girl Scouts. And journeys are a little bit different from badges. I know we've been doing a lot of badge stuff out here so far, but journeys are all about discovering, connecting, and take action. So the discover step is you're learning all about a topic. The connect step is you are connecting personally to whatever you're just learning. And then the take action, of course, is doing a small take action project about what you've been doing. Now, there are 3 awards to earn for the Between Earth and Sky journey. The first one is the Blue Bucket Award, which we're going to be focusing on. There's also the Firefly Award and also the Clover Award, which is part of that take action. So for the Blue Bucket Award, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be talking about how cool it is to be out in nature, like our favorite parts of being out here in nature. We are also going to look at some shapes in nature and then some colors in nature. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to tell you my favorite part of being out in nature. Now, for you guys to complete this step, you can do a couple of different things. You can draw us a picture and put it in the comments. You can write it down and put it in the comments. You can share it with your family members and your friends, anything like that. But I'm just going to tell you. So my favorite part of being out here is that it's never boring and it's also never quiet. It's very loud out here all the time. And I'm going to try to show you that. And hopefully the camera's going to pick up the sound that's happening out here right now, but I'm going to give us a few moments of silence just to listen at what's going on outside. So let's do that right now. All right, so just in those few moments, I heard a couple of birds. I heard a chickadee. I heard a cardinal. I've been out here for the past couple of days and I've been hearing stuff too. This morning when I first came out here, the crows were going crazy. I've heard woodpeckers. I just heard a crow out there. There's lots of stuff going on out here and it really is my favorite part. You never know what you're going to get in that moment of silence. It could have been completely silent, but it wasn't. There's always birds. There's always leaves rustling. Tons of stuff going on. Plus, you can always find something new outside. The wind is always moving stuff. Animals are always moving stuff. You never know what you're going to find out here. And that's my favorite part. Make sure you put in the comments what your favorite part of being outside is. Okay, so the next thing we're going to talk about is shapes in nature. There are tons of things out here. Variety of shapes, variety of sizes. It's kind of cool. And I went around earlier and walked around the woods and I went and found some stuff that I thought were some pretty cool shapes. So the first thing I'm going to show you is just a leaf. Okay, you see this leaf right here? It's a cool shape. It's kind of maybe a diamond shape, maybe a teardrop shape, depending on how you look at it. And it has all these little jagged edges right here. Not all leaves are the same. A lot of times when you look at leaves, they can be long and narrow and taper off. They can be all jagged. They can be just round. It really depends on what kind of leaf you're looking at. For example, I have another one right here. Still a leaf, but it's different. Completely different. This one is actually one of my favorites. This comes from a tulip tree. And one of the easiest ways to remember is it kind of looks like a tulip if you use your imagination. Like those leaves coming off the side and then the tulip part right here. But then other people say it looks like a cat face. I agree with both. And sometimes you can find some of these so big that you can cover your face with a cat face. And it's kind of fun. Some other shapes that some of you may have seen before out here are these little round guys. You guys know what those are? Okay. They're both acorns. One has its little top hat on it, one doesn't. And they're pretty cool. They are always round with a little taper. Some of them are a little more oval, some of them aren't. Some of them are more colorful. And then, of course, the tops of the acorns, which I'm going to take this one off, they'll be different too. This one's going to be a little bit different because it sits right on top, while some go all the way around the acorn. So there are tons of different shapes out here. I was walking around earlier and I found this guy, and I think that looks like a crescent moon. What do you guys think? Yeah? I know what that is. Do you guys know what that is? So this is actually part of a hickory nut. Okay, it's the outside. It comes off. A lot of times you'll find them on the ground near where like squirrels have been eating because they'll open those up. But you'll find them anywhere out in the woods. I found mine today just snooping about. It was really lucky for me. So, cool little crescent moon shape. Alright, I got another one. And when I first found them, I thought they were something else. So I'm going to show them to you right up close. So the first thing I thought these were, I thought this was poop. Okay? I thought this was rabbit poop. But then I looked at them a little closer, which sounds a little weird looking close at poop, but it's fine. But I looked a little closer, and there's actually little stems and things coming off of here, and these are actually like little seeds or remaining parts of trees that had fallen to the ground and turned brown over the winter. So that's just another cool shape you can find out here. And one more thing before I move on to colors. I'm going to show you right here, and this is a super common thing that you can find outside. So all of these trees, they've been cut down by our ranger, and if you get real close down here, you can see a bunch of rings all around, which is a shape. It's a circle. But what these rings actually do is they tell you how much water a tree has gotten throughout the year or lack of water. It can show you if anything has happened to the tree, like if it was struck by lightning or if an insect burrowed down into it. But this one right here actually looks pretty cool. And if you look right here, there looks like there was like a lot of water towards the beginning, and it kind of stayed steady until the end where it got a little closer together. All right, make sure that when you are looking for things, and I realize that not all of you can get outside right now, but you might be able to look out the window and look for shapes. Today is not a good example of a day to do this. We could also cloud gaze and look for shapes in nature. Today it's super foggy out here, so you definitely won't be able to do it today. But there's definitely tons of things. Little plants growing up out of the sidewalk. If you have a big backyard or a small backyard, you'll definitely be able to find many shapes out there in nature. Alright, so I'm going to talk about colors right now, and if we're looking around, out and about, where we are today, it's kind of dull, lots of browns, very muted tones, but there are still plenty of colors out here. So some of the things that I found out here today were this cool rock. So this rock right here has a bunch of different colors in it. You can kind of see some light yellow, you can see some orange, you can see some blue, some green. So it doesn't matter what you're looking at. You can be looking at concrete, and a lot of times you'll see different little stone colors all throughout that concrete. It doesn't matter what you're looking at. You're going to find colors outside. I also was looking around, and I found this on the ground just like this. Don't worry, I didn't take it off of anything. And this is just some kind of mushroom, not sure what it is, but it has this kind of yellowish green color to it. It's still yellow, it's still colorful, plenty of colors out here. I also found this cool thing, and if you look at it, it has a really cool texture on the inside and on the outside. The outside is like a very dark, rich brown color, and the inside is more of like a caramel orange kind of color. And this is from a walnut. There are lots of nut-bearing trees out here. I showed you an acorn earlier. I showed you part of a hickory nut earlier. This is just another one of those nuts out here that is growing and falling and being eaten by wildlife. I think it's super pretty. I would probably keep this and put it in my office. I was scouring this morning and this caught my eye. It is a cloudy white color. It's very pretty and it's a mineral. Okay, it's a really cool mineral and it's one of my favorite minerals because it comes in all kinds of colors. This is quartz. Okay, quartz can come in this smoky white color or a smoky gray color. There's pink, there's yellow, there's orange, blue, purple, all those pretty things. So definitely make sure you're looking at rocks or minerals because they can be any color. They're not just always gray and bland and plain. They come in a variety of different colors. Don't worry, I got plenty of colors out here. I've been looking all day. This is also one of my favorite things. And again, I did not take this off a tree. I found this on the ground on a piece of bark that had already fallen off. This has some really pretty light greens and blues, and it's kind of like a mint color. And it's one of my favorite things. It's called lichen, and a lot of times you'll find it on pretty much any tree that you see. It does no harm to the tree. The tree doesn't mind that it's there. It's living there. It is very colorful, very pretty, and very easy to pick out once you know what it is. So make sure you keep an eye out for lichen. Okay. The last two things that I have collected, then we're going to go actually look for some things, are some pieces of wood that have some cool looking fungus on there. There's like some kind of orangish yellow circular mold happening right here, and I thought that was really cool. I have no idea what it is, but that is a super bright color in the middle of all this black. So I was super excited to find this earlier. And just another random orange fungus, maybe like some turkey tails or something like that. I really can't tell what this is. I'm not an expert. I just know some things. But yeah, super pretty orange colored mold fungus kind of thing. So that's pretty cool. That's all the stuff I collected, but there's still plenty of stuff out here. I was looking earlier and there's a bunch of vines out here. This area has a bunch of berry vines and rose bushes, but there's one right here, and I don't know how well we're going to be able to focus, but it is a very pretty purpley red color. Also be really careful because there's a lot of spikes on it. This is a raspberry vine, and you can tell because the vine itself is this pretty color, but it's also round. And even if you look pretty closely at some of these thorns, there's some oranges and some bright pinks in there, so it's pretty fascinating to me. All right, then we also have some other bright green, million different shades of green out here. But here's another one. This is from a rose bush. You have some really pretty pinks and greens and oranges all over this beautiful vine. So I'm telling you, even though it's kind of bland out there right now, it's not quite spring yet, there are still plenty of colors that you can find out here in nature. And we'll just kind of pan out and look and see if you guys can pick out any colors while we're standing here. I know there's some pretty orange leaves over there. There's different hues of green and blue and yellow, and it's very beautiful out here. I'm gonna trip over a stone. You guys hear that? There's some ducks that just flew over. Alright, so before I go away, I just want to kind of finish off by saying you can really complete these journeys in any way. It doesn't have to take super long. It can be a walk out in the woods to complete this Daisy Between Earth and Sky Blue Bucket Award part of the journey. We weren't out here for very long, and we already talked about how much we enjoy nature. We talked about the different shapes and the colors that you can see out here. It's really amazing what you can do out here because, like we've said before, the outdoors is not closed to us. There's plenty of room for all of us to be out here, and I can't wait to see you guys out here. Again, make sure you show us how you're doing these activities in the comments so you can share that with a bunch of other people. And if you do end up completing these journeys or badges, you can always go to any of the online shops and purchase them that way. All right. You guys have a good one.